I'm in Shenandoah National Park, and this is the Hogwallow Flat overlook. This is mile marker 14. There's a gray ghost. I'm going to close up the ghost, and I'm going to walk north on Skyline Drive for maybe a half mile, and then I'm going to look for one of the old roads that went to a homestead that was down here. We'll see if we can find anything. The elevation here is 2660. 4/10 of a mile into my hike. The elevation here is 2570, and as you can see, my car's parked up there like 4/10 of a mile, and right here at this bend, this is going to be my jumping off point. I'm going to go down here over the side here and look for the trace of an old road and pick it up and basically follow the road, hopefully follow the road back that way towards the Settle homestead. See if we can find it. So let me drop down here and see if I can find the old road. Okay, well, I found the old road up there, Skyline Drive, where I shot the last bit of video, and I'm standing in the ditch. That's the old road, and kind of on a diagonal, it goes right up like that, and this road would have crossed over Skyline Drive. Of course, Skyline Drive wasn't here then. And then I'm going to head this way along the old road. We'll follow this. Hopefully we can follow it back to where the homestead was. Seven-tenths of a mile into my hike. The elevation here is 2490. I'm still following the old road. That's the way I came from. And down to here it hasn't been bad at all, but it looks like I'm going to start hitting the nasty stuff. So starting here, I'm gonna have to either go high or low to get around some of this stuff. I hope it's not this way all the way to the homestead, but it might be. I'll pick either going high or going low, and we'll see what happens. Three-quarters of a mile into my hike. The elevation here is 2480. I decided to go high on the road, so I came from up that way, and now I dropped. Once I got past the really nasty stuff, I've dropped back down to the road. This is the road right here. I'm at my waypoint Settle number 2. And I've dialed up number 3, which is another 400 feet that way. Hey, look what I found. It says, can't make out the name. Might be Sterling. Special service, studded type. Looks like a truck tire, pretty big truck tire. Right next to the road here. So I almost bailed out, but now that I'm past the really nasty stuff, let me see if I can push my way through. 8/10 of a mile into my hike. The elevation here is 2,500 feet. That's where I came from. It's still following the road, but it's been pretty rough going. It's making a sweeping turn to the right, and then it should be about another 500 feet this way to where I think the homestead used to be. So I'm gonna see if I can navigate this final 500 feet and look around a little bit, see if I see anything. After that, I got to think about the best way for me to get back. Unfortunately, it might be go back the way I came, which is going to be another difficult bushwhack. I mean, my car's up there. I don't have it dialed up on my GPS right now, but it's up that way. But I'm worried that it's too steep to go straight up, so I don't know. Well, let's go look for the homestead first. .95 miles into my hike. The elevation here is 2570. And this is the way I came from. It's been really, really rough. And I'm within about 300 feet of where I think the homestead was based on LiDAR and everything. Down that way about 300 feet. So let's say the length of a football field. I don't see any possible way for me to get down there without a crew with me to hack away at the brush, so we're not doing that. Now my car, so I'm going to be looking for the easy way back. My car is over there about 2/10 of a mile, but the mountain's really steep over there. So I think I might head back up. Skyline Drive's up this way. I might about 500 feet or so, I think. And the contour lines on the map are further apart, which means it's flatter up this way. So I'm going to try to get it back up to Skyline Drive this way. Otherwise, I got to hike at least a half a mile back the way I came, which I don't really want to do. So I'll take a couple of, well, let me just do a 360. The sun's bad too. Really nasty thorns in through here. That's looking down towards where the homestead was. And I mean, I've been following the road, so the road's exactly where it was supposed to be. So I'm pretty sure the homestead's going to be down there too. All right, that's looking towards where the overlook where my car is. Up this way is Skyline Drive, and then that's the way I came. So let me let me see if I can get up to Skyline Drive this way. This is a map of today's hike. The quadrangle name is Chester Gap, 1994. And I went for a bushwhack hike looking for the Julia Settle Homestead. This is track number 20A. and it was about 148 acres. Let's see, I parked right there is the Hogwallow Flat overlook on Skyline Drive. This is about mile marker 14. I parked there, and then I followed Skyline Drive up about a half a mile to this jump off point right here, which is where I saw the old road before Skyline Drive, the old mountain road that went down like this to the Julia Settle Homestead area. So I jumped off Skyline Drive here and went down a ways, found the old road. I hiked it down to a certain point, down to about here, I guess. And then I just couldn't go any further. It was just too overgrown. So then I decided to, my car was parked here, but it was going to be too steep trying to go up this way. So I went up this way instead, up to Skyline Drive and back like that. Now let me show you a couple of other maps. This one does a little better job of showing how, my actual hiking path. This is a program called CalTopo, and this is a LiDAR image of the area. The LiDAR shows differences in elevation. This is the overlook right here. This red line is my hiking path. I hiked up to here. Actually went up a little further looking for this road where it would have crossed over like this. Went up and found that, came back, went down the side of the mountain a little ways, followed the road. I don't know if you can see that or not, but this is the old road right here, the trace of the road. Followed the road pretty good to here. Then the going got really rough, so I came up the mountain a little bit to here and then dropped back down. Here's the road right here. Right about here's where I found that old tire. So now I'm on the road again. And I followed the road down to about here. Now where I was headed was this area in this yellow rectangle. Maybe you can see in this LiDAR image there's these little lines going through here like this. Now I think this is where the apple orchard was. Here's the road, so if there's any buildings they would be somewhere close to the road. But I just couldn't get down there, so then I bailed out like this, back up to Skyline Drive and back to my car. But this is a pretty good example right here of what you can see on LiDAR. Now this is a printout of a screenshot, so the resolution on your computer screen is actually better than what you see here. Okay, let me show you. This is the shape of this tract of land. Okay, this says number 20A, and right here is the road. Okay, so this old survey map right here gave me a clue of where to look for the homestead. So then I went to this LiDAR, found this here, and then get some waypoints and put it on a modern map like this. This homestead had, well, this shows 148 acres 143 of the acres were grazing land, and there was 4 acres of orchard. It doesn't say what kind of trees, but they're probably apple trees. About 400 trees on 4 acres. And this is how much they got paid for the land when it was taken, about $5,200. That would have been back in the 1930s. Ended up being 1.2 miles with a total ascent of 217 feet. And that was the hike for today.